Welcome to my cleaning demo of the Rapidograph by koh-i-noor, and what you need is water, isopropyl alcohol, preferably a very high percent, which this one is 91, jars for cleaning, Q-tips, of course your dirty pens, some gloves, a couple paper towels, and a pen cleaning kit, which is also done by koh-i-noor. And you don't need the Rapido-Ease liquid cleaner. This stuff replaces that. But you do need the bulb and the little pieces that come with it. Let's begin. So I got a bunch of pens for my husband. And this is the one that I saved out of the 4 that were ruined by a friend of his a bunch of years ago. The friend got him a new set, but then I took his old set to see if I could save some, which I did. And there was 4 I didn't have enough knowledge to save. So this was one of them, and this one I did save recently. And I've discovered that isopropyl alcohol will not hurt them. As you can see, it comes apart. And it is kind of full of ink. I just did enough so that I could do one little drawing, so there's enough to fill the chamber. This is an example of a completely clean one. See how it's never been used because it's a size 7, which is gigantic. And they all screw in. So you start with blotting. I'm trying to remove some of the ink with a little bit of water too. And they're all sort of color coded. And this is alcohol and this is water. So really the goal is to try to get it as clean as when you started. And a lot of people don't really clean their pens, I'm thinking, because I've been seeing a whole lot of pens on eBay that were used and never cleaned, so that's clean enough. Sometimes I hit it with just a little bit of alcohol because that is what breaks down the ink. And now the nasty part, I forgot, you probably need tweezers. Probably a more elegant way of doing this, but so you find the flat ends, and they fit. They're on flat ends on this. And you just turn. Shows you which way to turn. And just be careful of the tip. And today we will not be taking apart the little internal pen tip. Our goal is to clean all the ink out of this and this. So you can just let that sit in your water. And another container for water wouldn't hurt. I'll use my empty container of the Rapido-Ease. Because once this ink dries, it's almost impossible as I said, out of the 4 pens that were ruined, I was able to save one of them. And it was only because of patience and long soaking. I must have soaked it in a container just like this with some isopropyl alcohol for 3 weeks. And you can go to the alcohol. That's pretty clean. But usually the goal is this has to be just as clean coming in as going out. Which is really time consuming. And as you can see, there's little stops there. That's pretty clean. Not perfect, but good enough for now. I might go back in later. And it's also good to get a tray because it keeps anything from rolling off. Now let's fish out. And as you can tell, there's 2 openings at the end where you can see the little weight, because there's a teeny tiny weight inside that has a long sort of wire coming out of it. And that wire can actually be seen if you go like this. It'll poke out right at the tip. And when you go, and you know a pen is kind of either messed up or just ruined if you go like this and you don't hear that little weight go back and forth. You could also treat it as a challenge. That's what I did. And since the ink wasn't in there too long, because I just wanted to see what a 2 felt like, because it was the, no, 2, this is a 3, yeah, 3. Sometimes I also fill the bulb. Off. Use that for more. I'm just depressing the bulb, sucking in water, alcohol, and then squirting it out. And you can do, and it just screws in. And it takes a while to get all the alcohol, the ink out of it. And that little kit comes with the little key, I guess let's call it, a tip end so that you can carefully go that way, but you can clean it out both ways. Just fill it up. And that end screws in. Carefully, though very little water will come through, very little liquid will come through, but even if it does, it means your tip isn't clogged. you know you're clean. Or one. It's pretty pristine on one end. And the other side, what flows out has no ink. Some people might rinse with water. I just let it air dry. And since I think these can rust over time, because I've seen some of the really old pens do that. And I mean the pens probably from the 70s that are from this line. And then do some cleanup for the other pieces, because I touched. You always have to be careful what you touch, because you're just going to get it everywhere, which is why you need a lot of, well, not a lot of, enough paper towels. That's clean, and all my pieces are clean. And you just let everything air dry, because if you leave some in the bulb, it will get weird. When I pulled this nasty little case out of my pen area, I thought the bulb was ruined and I need to buy a new one. Luckily, it's good.